Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I'm sure you probably saw this video. I came across this video yesterday. This one article about it, one of many, that Biden was lampooned for being led away by King Charles III. Quote, he looks like Mr. Magoo. So if you ask me, they both look ridiculous. I thought royals would stay away from politics, but we got Harry and Meghan trying to take away our freedom of speech, First Amendment, calling it bonkers. Then you've got this going on. So let me play the video here. So there's Brandon roaming around, dementia Biden, clueless as usual, and there's Chuck leading him away, like, let's go now, Brandon. Time to go. I mean, how pathetic. And these are the people ruling the world. These are the big evil giants. The clip from President Biden's visit to the UK went viral Monday after critics said it showed the president appearing confused. He always looks confused. He's always falling down. He's confused. This is a joke on us. This is demoralization. They're doing this on purpose to humiliate us on the world stage. They're loving it. Biden, and they're both so evil. They both represent such evil entities, such evil group. Biden made his first visit to see Chuck since his coronation earlier this year. The stop is expected to kick off a week of European diplomacy. Yeah, a week of Brandon dementia Biden roaming around, not knowing where the hell he is. The pair greeted each other and took part in an inspection of the guards for whatever reason. Why? Show how confused and disoriented Biden is. I mean, it seems almost intentional. I want to look into this. I mean, usually it's his wife that has Nurse Jill leads him away. He's always wandering around. He never knows where to go after he reads off the teleprompter giving a speech, and then he doesn't know where to go. Like, which way do I go? He always walks the wrong way. He doesn't know where he is. And this is like sick demonic humor on us to upset us, I guess. And King Charles is a part of it, so he led Biden away. The president continued speaking. After looking back and forth between the monarch and the guard, Biden followed the king. Yeah, he wasn't sure. Who should I listen to, the guard or him? The moment led to many on Twitter to view this as another horrible optics moment for the president. Well, that's the whole point, I think. That's why they put him in that office. So that the criminal Obama, Clinton, Harry and Meghan are a part of, the whole gang who are really running the show behind the scenes and destroying this country as quickly as possible. Their censorship is one part of it. Their tyranny they're trying to bring in. Quote, how is this even real? King Charles has to show Biden where to go. We are a laughing stock, students for Trump founder tweeted. The optics for this is horrible for Brandon Biden. He looks like Mr. Magoo inspecting the troop. Substack writer Jim Treacher mocked Biden, suggested he was saying to the guard, quote, so that's a hat? It's not your actual hair. And another person wrote, this is the dementia walk in full color, 180 pixels or 1080 pixels. So there you go. And everybody keeps writing, God save the Queen. They're such a joke. I mean, King Charles just had his second coronation. There are people out there saying, "Not my king." That is so globalist. You know those signs that said "Not my king"? That was a globalist. They did that with President Trump when he was elected. It was like "Not my president," and they always do the same tactics. It's always the same groups involved. The Fulani Ngozi, all those NGOs that are taking over the world. And I posted a video on my community tab. This woman from Australia, Cindy something, very good. She understands exactly the plan and how they're bringing it about, and incrementally. And wow, I highly recommend it to get a really full understanding. It's a long video, but it's worth it because she understands all the intricacies and how the economics, how why it's all happening. Basically, It's so clear when she explains it that they're just basically trying to get control over the water and that's why Bill Gates is doing his thing with trying to recycle toilet water for everybody to drink because they want to take away the water from us because they want to pretend like they own it and that they can buy and sell. They're trying to take our God-given natural resources and they're trying all the globalists who stole our all money in COVID with all that when they transfer all the money up to them when they close all the small businesses. Now that they're super wealthy, they wanna own everything, including nature. That's why you're seeing a lot of GMO nonsense going on, including these death shots, which many say they're genetic therapies. It says that in the Pfizer documents, genetic therapies. What does that mean? Messing around with genetics. What does that mean? GMO means they own you. They really want. They not only want to own the water and all the natural resources, they want to own you. Yeah. That's what I think. I haven't come right out and said it. They're doing it incrementally, little by little, little by little. It'll come up though. Just wait. I mean, not this year, next year, the year out, it'll come up. It's coming. People are already talking about it. Cyborg homogenesis. Look it up. Rumble. The lawyer who looked at the legal documents. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Uh, he knows all about it. He went to court about it. He went to court recently and asked the judge to demand to find out. Do they own us? Those of us who took the you know whats. It's a serious matter. It's no joke. They're really doing this. This is King Charles and Biden's gang doing this. And you can see what morons they look like, what misfits, what demonically possessed robots they look like. I mean, I don't think they're running the show. There's, people behind them that are plotting and planning and executing things, and they're just the dumb old figureheads. And I think it's to disarm us, perhaps. They put these silly old men out front, while behind the scenes you got the real throat psychopaths who are hidden. They remain hidden. We don't know the who's really behind. I mean, all the people really behind it. Klaus Schwab is a figurehead. They put these people up front, but they're not the real masterminds behind everything. There's a group behind them. Anyways, let's see what is the meaning of this with Chuck and Brandon and this whole little skit they put on with the wandering around in front of the guards. I think they're trying to show the collapse of the Western world. I mean, look, imagine if you're in India or China and you're watching that. What are you going to think of the U.S. and Britain watching that little show? It's a humiliation, demoralization. But let's find out. Is that the intent here, or did it just happen and they just happened to make this clip go viral for everyone? Let's find out. So let's see. What are Brandon and Chuck trying to accomplish here? I'm going to be using the Art Nouveau, Golden Art Nouveau deck. I'm going to look at what they're trying to accomplish here and what they're expecting to do together. And how do they see us, the everyday citizens, the peasants? Find out. I've already shuffled the cards, so I'm going to split the deck. What's the nature of this meeting? Are they plotting and planning? Or are they just putting on a little performance here, a little entertainment? Let's find out. See what the cards show. So what are they really getting together for? Oh, something new. Now, I was going to say, obviously the Ukraine war is going to come up, and Brother Alexis on FromRome.info says that if the war, once the UK war ends, the Ukraine war, excuse me, the Ukraine war ends, that's when they're going to do the next lockdown. That's when they're going to pull the next, either or whatever excuse they're going to give, Marburg or malaria or whatever they come up with. So I see something new here. Now, this could just indicate, let me see, what was the environment of it? Hmm, Queen of Cups reversed. Hmm. Oh. Notice Camilla wasn't there. She's a Queen of Cups. So this is the environment of their meeting together. So I'm going to take the Queen as being like domestic affairs and emotions here. And of course, Queen of Cups reverse would be feeling. I mean, obviously Biden is out of it. So I don't feel like the two of them had any connection really. The basis of it all, but they want it to appear like they're old buddies, old pals here. We're together, we're a team, we're like family. And in a criminal sense, they are. They're part of the same criminal cabal. So this could be seen as, um, they are a part of the same closed off, this is like behind closed doors. They're in the same satanic cabal there sharing with each other. So obviously they do enjoy each other's company. You could see they like each other. I mean, Biden doesn't know where he is, but Chuck seemed to really like him. Made him look better, right, for a change. Chuck wasn't the oldest one in the room. But I am getting that there wasn't any real connection here because there's just Biden's not there. I mean, this is like a craziness and like emotionally unsound and um, with the reversed, it's just all over the place. So it was a new meeting. It's the first time they met, maybe, or as King Charles meeting him as king, and so I think that it was important that he met with the president of the United States just for official reasons, just to get that official, because I guess Biden wasn't there. His wife was there at the coronation, but Biden wasn't, so it was important that he met with him. But I don't think it doesn't look like their reasons for meeting together really went anywhere. It looks like it was crazy from beginning to end, and that little short clip of them of Biden wandering around is just one example. The whole thing was just crazy from beginning to end, I think. That's what I'm getting. It was all over the place. Let's see. It was the basis of their meeting. Oh, so they both want to appear. They're putting on a show. They're on their high horse and they're saying, "Yeah, you may not respect us, maybe old and decrepit, but we're in charge. I'm the king and he's the president. Look at us walk around." So I was putting on a little performance wands. It was for the media. It was for the world to see that they're, still alive and kicking. Yeah, a little performance there, and it was just a show here, but I don't really think anything was accomplished there. It looks like it was crazy from beginning to end. Let's see, what inspired the meeting? Ooh, look at that. So I don't think either of them are doing well, really. I think both of them are unhappy. They're both very unpopular, I mean, I know King Charles is more popular than Biden. I don't really don't think Biden's popular at all. He never was. He didn't get 80 million votes. I mean, there's a song out now called 80 million votes my arse, right? As a hit song. So it's on top of the Let's Go Brandon songs. I have one on my Odyssey channel, by the way. It was a good one. Anyways, they're both not doing well. They know that. They've both got their challenges. They're not the most I mean, King Charles is trying to follow the footsteps of Queen Elizabeth, who is way more popular and respected, and Biden's a joke. So, and also you have other things going on, the war in the Ukraine and this whole COVID fallout. So it's not a good time in history. Everyone's very unhappy right now for various reasons, and most of them the government's fault. So and they're both mentally ill and miserable. So what were they expecting from this? Oh, there we go. Queen of Pentacles. Well, there's the Queen. Long live the Queen, everybody writes. They want the Queen back. It's like Queen of Pentacles. That's like Queen Elizabeth. Uh, so official purposes and money, of course, stability, trying to maintain to make it appear like they're just, doing just what Queen Elizabeth would be doing, meeting and greeting and walking around and, just an official function here I'm getting for the domestic, mainly for the domestic with Queen and Queen, I get for the domestic population, not necessarily for the world's eye, but of course the video did go viral around the world, but it was basically for, for the local news, more national news. But I don't see anything really of substance happening here, or being the result of, because neither of them, I mean, Biden doesn't run anything. Biden follows orders. And he admits that in places. He's like, "Oh, I can't say anything. I'll get in trouble." I mean, he's just a puppet. And, basically as King Charles, I mean, he's, under scrutiny and direction too. So It's all a show at the bottom of it all. It's just all a little performance for us. Little theater. So what were they trying to avoid or not want? Uh-huh, 10 of Cups reversed. So they're trying to up their popularity as well because they know a lot of people don't like them. And not just that, though, it's that people are unhappy. People are suffering. More people, we've got high mortality rates, we've got a struggling economy, and we've got Klaus Schwab telling us we're going to eat bugs and own nothing and be happy and their new world. You know what I mean? So everybody's very unhappy for various reasons, but it's not a good time in history for the general public. And if the public isn't happy, if they've been suffering and are suffering, then whoever is the leader is going to be dealing with some hell, right? And so these two are dealing with that on top of the fact that they're not very popular to begin with, right? So not a good time to be trying to lead a very unhappy populace and who have valid complaints and who are suffering. So, what are they hoping by achieving this? What are they hoping? Oh, look at that. Knight of Coins reversed. So they're hoping that they can continue their money laundering and criminality. I see Nine of Pentacles and destruction. They're both behind the New World. Build back better, sustainability, inclusivity, and all the other commie tyranny words, however you want to describe it, trying to bring in their New World order. So they're still continuing it, and they're hoping that the unhappiness of the people isn't going to interfere with their criminal actions and destruction of the Western world. Because at the bottom of it all is destruction of the Western world and trying bringing in the Chinese system to the West and getting everybody under control, right? So they're going to continue their destruction because they're criminals and psychopaths and don't care. So how do they see the peasants? How do they see you and me and the people? Oh, King of Wands. Well, it's not a major arcana, so they're not overly concerned, but they do know that we are watching and we would be better at leading the countries than they would be. And we're gonna talk about it online with the wands. It could be like social media. So we're not amused and we're not backing down and we want especially with Brandon, we want him out. Uh and we're gonna and we just won that victory in court like, battling the censorship, which Biden and his criminal gang behind him, oops, excuse me, Biden and his criminal gang are trying to appeal. Can you imagine the president of the United States is trying to appeal a ruling for the First Amendment? So you can see how evil and anti-American and anti-Western world Biden is, as well as King Charles. I mean, they're all on the same page. They're all hell bent on destroying us and bringing in their new world order. So yeah, so they're talking, but they're crazy. They're crazy, delusional, and Scorpios too. I got a water sign here too. They're just useless. These two, they didn't accomplish much of anything together. I guess they had a little bit of crazy emotional bond there. They do seem to like each other. They got that going for them, I guess. Uh, they're both evil. So, what are they gonna do next? What's gonna happen next? So there's gonna be more communications with the page, doing something new, but not much. They'll communicate back and forth. Be some transactions here. They maybe talk about that paperwork with Harry's visa or things like that. Biden right now is protecting Harry from his visa application being exposed to the public, but the Heritage Foundation is going to continue fighting it. But we'll see how that goes. Biden loses a lot in courts, but it's like we've never had a president where we had to take him to court so much, everything. Got to take him to court for everything. It's ridiculous. So that's going to continue. So the communications will remain open between them and positive for the most part. So what in the long term? Ooh, look at that. Queen of Wands. I see a witch. That's upright though. You know who I always think of when I see Queen of Wands here? A little you know, Montecito witch out there. I don't see her. She would figure into this, but this could just be this is probably somebody else. I don't think. I don't know though, because Meghan and Harry are involved with the Biden regime. They may be talking about her. Okay, they were talking about her. Okay, she is a part of this. They were talking about Megan as well, and what they're gonna do about her. and their plans for her because Megan wants to go into politics. So I think that will be discussed as well and how they're going to handle her and Harry. But mainly, they're thinking about what they're going to do about her because she's the one controlling Harry. So I do see both of them that being a topic of discussion between them as well. If anything comes up, what they're going to do together. Because right now, Biden is protecting Harry and Meghan. Meghan with the Obamas and Clintons and all that. So yeah, so that's one of the topics actually. Harry and Meghan are a topic, a potential topic, especially one on King Charles's mind. But Biden and his regime are directly involved, so they are going to continue working together. I think they do. The two Scorpios seem to have a bond there, even if with Biden's dementia. Biden is he doesn't know where the hell he is. He's always confused. Yeah, the man is just and that's intentional. They bring in the most evil regime and destruction of the country, and they put this helpless little hapless Mr. Magoo out because they know. And that it's the same. See, the reason they put Biden in is the same reason they put children in, like Greta Thunberg or these other children, that tranny boy. They bring out these little kid children because no one's going to attack a child, right? No one's going to attack an elderly dementia person. Um, in reality, you're not gonna do that, but that's why these globalists behind them who are really running the show put out Biden. I'm not saying that about King Charles, I'm talking about Biden now. He's so this is and King Charles is I think with the group but there's a division here though between the globalists. They're not all on the same page, and I think that this is the bridge being Biden and Charles getting together is bringing the two globalist sides together because they're all globalists at the end of the day, and so they're trying to work things out. So I do see that there is a mending of the ways here that Biden brings with King Charles to bring the globalists together, and yeah. So Harry and Meghan are part of the discussion, but not really much else. It's really more the whole thing was just merely a little dog and pony show for us, and yeah. And like I said, the public is not amused. We're not happy with them. We're ready to take over the King of Wands. Public is not happy, and they know it. And we're not. This isn't going to make us happy. That's for sure. They don't care about our happiness. They just want to destroy us. That's what they want. Take away our money. You'll own nothing and be happy, and take your property and destroy your children's bodies. Yeah, 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 yeah. So destructive as ever and nasty and to no good, but connected. The two Scorpios, Chuck and Brandon, do get along well. And yeah, we'll see what happens, what they end up doing with this one over here. I'll have to wait and find out, but they'll agree on something there. It looks like the two of them have to agree on it. They're two groups, I should say. Anyways, that is what I see for Brandon and Chuck. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.